Here's my audience. So, picture this. You're at the gas station, filling up your vehicle with gas, and you ask yourself, how is my vehicle powered? Or even, how does an engine work? Well, I'll explain to you how your vehicle is powered by showing you how an internal combustion engine works. Now, why should I be educating you on this subject? Well, I'm a diesel technician. I work on these engines daily, and I've done that for several years now. I am currently getting my degree in diesel technology. How is this related to you? Well, if you drive a car, it is powered by internal combustion engine. It is how you get from home to work. So even though you may not know it, these engines are part of your life on the daily. We will be going over how an internal combustion engine works. We'll be covering why they are so important to society. We will be covering what is an internal combustion engine, the cycles of an internal combustion engine, and the components of an internal combustion engine. First, we must understand, why are these engines so important to society? Well, they have revolutionized our world and has made transportation easier and more reliable. They've made the modern way of life possible. All the trucks that haul all your goods and necessities, they are powered by internal combustion engines. Without these engines, transportation could not be, trucks cannot transport food and services to stores for you to buy. So without them, society would not exist. They are in automobiles, trucks, construction equipment, military equipment, and marine. More than 250 million transportation vehicles rely on them in the United States alone. So now we know why they are important. We must understand what exactly it is. So let's start with the basics. Internal, meaning inside. Combustion, meaning to burn. So quite literally, it is an internal combustion engine is an engine that burns fuel internally. The internal combustion engine converts reciprocating motion, meaning up or down or side to side, into rotary motion. It does this by converting heat produced from combustion into a mechanical energy. Now, what do you need in order to get combustion? Well, you need three things. You need air, fuel, and an ignition. You need a proper mixture of air and fuel in order for it to ignite and create the proper combustion for the engine to run correctly. So now that we've covered what the internal combustion engine is, we must go over its components. Now, there are two main sections to internal combustion engine. There is the engine block, which is the main part, which can be seen here. It houses the crankshaft, which is connected to the connecting rod, which is then connected to a piston, which sits inside of a cylinder. And the cylinder and the connecting rod move up and down, while connected to the crankshaft, which moves in a rotary motion. And then you have your cylinder head, which is up here, which contains your valves, which control the flow in or the flow out of the engine. So now we understand the components, we can go over the cycle of the engine and how it works. So first, we need to go over the intake stroke. The intake stroke draws air and fuel mixture into the cylinder here. The intake valve will open and the piston will move down, creating a vacuum, pulling the air-fuel mixture into the chamber. Next, we have the compression stroke. The valves are both closed, sealing the air-fuel mixture in the chamber, and the piston moves up and the connecting rod moves around. It then compresses and heats up the air-fuel mixture. At the very top of the compression stroke, the mixture will ignite by either a spark plug or the heat of compression, depending on application, forcing the piston down, and the explosion forces the piston down, creating the power stroke or combustion stroke. So this is where our heat produces the mechanical energy as it pushes down on it. And then lastly, the exhaust stroke. The exhaust valve will open, and the piston will then be forced up, forcing exhaust gases out of the engine into the exhaust and coming out your tailpipe. That's what you see. So, in conclusion, let's go over what we have covered. We've we went over why internal combustions are so important to society. They've revolutionized the world and made transportation easier. We went over what is an internal combustion engine. It's an engine that turns heat produced from combustion into a mechanical energy. We've gone over the components of the internal combustion engine, i.e. the piston, the connecting rod, the crankshaft, the cylinder block, and the head. And lastly, we've gone over how it all works through the cycles of the engine, such as the intake, compression, combustion, exhaust stroke. So now, you no longer need to ponder the question, how is your vehicle powered, and how an engine works. Now you know. Thank you very much.